Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you can join me today. I'm Aja McClanahan, where I help you discover and explore different ways to increase in different areas of your life. And today, I want to talk a little bit about my real estate journey and just give you some updates on what I am doing, what I'm not doing anymore. So, as the title of this video suggests, I am, like many people, quitting Airbnb, but it's not exactly what you think. So, what I probably should say is that I'm doing things a little bit differently, and Airbnb or other short-term rental platforms may or may not be included in that equation. But before I jump into the nitty-gritty of this video, let's take a moment to hear a word from one of the channel sponsors.
Are you tired of dealing with mail? Whether you're traveling the world or just want to simplify your life, Traveling Mailbox has you covered. It's the game changer you didn't know you needed. With Traveling Mailbox, managing your mail becomes effortless and secure. Instead of spending hours opening, scanning, or shredding mail yourself, Traveling Mailbox does it all for you. Every piece is scanned, giving you instant notifications so that you can read, save, or discard it with just a click. After switching to Traveling Mailbox, I couldn't be happier. My wake-up call came after missing a critical life insurance notice while traveling, causing my policy to be canceled. To make matters worse, I almost racked up more IRS debt and fees after missing their notifications too. Now with Traveling Mailbox, I have peace of mind. I no longer waste time driving to a P.O. box or dealing with tedious manual mail processes. Need a package forwarded anywhere? Consider it done. Have checks that need depositing? Traveling Mailbox securely mails them straight to your bank of choice. It's the ultimate time saver for personal and business use. Plus, it costs less than a traditional P.O. box, which can run over $200 a year in many cities. And that's without all the services that Traveling Mailbox offers you. USPS Informed Delivery, it doesn't come close. Traveling Mailbox has made managing my mail smarter, safer, and more affordable. With discounts like 2 months free for life when you pay annually, it's never been a better time to make the switch. Simplify your life and protect your peace of mind. Traveling Mailbox has you covered. To simplify your life, you can start your Traveling Mailbox subscription today. Simply scan the QR code that you see on your screen, or you can click the affiliate link below. You can also visit my website, www.principlesofincrease.com/traveling mailbox.
Alrighty, thank you for sitting through that. I really appreciate your support, your viewership, your engagement. And don't forget, in addition to the word from the sponsor, you can scan the QR codes when you see those. And then there are links below in the description for pretty much anything that you might need on your journey to financial freedom, digital nomading, and real estate. So make sure that you check out some of the free ebooks. I have tons of free resources that can help you become a homeowner, that can help you get your budget together, get out of debt, all that good stuff. So if you appreciate this content, please help me, support me, and check out some of the resources that I have below. Many of them, like I said, are free. So for those of you who came here, maybe the algorithm brought you to, I'm stopping Airbnb. Maybe you've done Airbnb, you were thinking about it, and now you're seeing all these videos where a lot of people are jumping ship. And I am one of those people, but it's not because I think that Airbnb market is tanking per se. I think it's just changing. So just a little bit of backstory. I started Airbnb with my first property in 2017, and then I added multiple properties since that time. I've done Airbnbs, or short-term rentals is the more generic word, in Chicago, Florida, Puerto Rico. I'm working on one in the Dominican Republic, and I am over here in the UK. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my property journey here. Am I going to do Airbnb short-term rentals? I don't know, but I am exploring London, UK, and then hoping to branch out into Europe to see what I'll do. So suffice to say that I've been kind of like in the real estate property game for a while. And the way I got started was with Airbnb because it was like a cash cow. However, things have changed over the years because a lot of cities are restricting Airbnbs. It can be difficult to get started in some markets or continue operating in some markets. And also, I want to say maybe there's a little bit of market saturation, but I kind of believe it and I kind of don't know. Get to that later. But essentially, the Airbnb game has changed. And so I'm going to talk about what I have done. So the first thing that I have done is I have detransitioned or deconverted my properties. I had a couple, I had one in Florida and a couple in Puerto Rico, and instead of those being Airbnbs or short-term rentals, they're actually long-term rentals. So that's the first thing that I did, is I kind of deconverted them, took them off the platform, and placed long-term tenants in there. And though it's not as lucrative, I'm kind of relieved that I don't have to think about a lot of the turnover issues when you have to clean, when you have to pay for utilities. It can be higher costs, and if you have vacancies for any reasons, then those costs can just mount up. Now I'm enjoying rent checks without having to think about utilities and some of the other costs that come with having a short-term rental. So I'm really thankful for that. The next strategy, actually, maybe I should have mentioned this first, because I did this first. Before I converted those properties from short-term rentals to long-term rentals, I actually explored a midterm rental strategy in the interim. So for one of my Airbnbs that I had, I took it down the nightly option to do like 3 or 4 days at a time. And then I started doing 30, 60, 90-day stays, and still take some time and effort and energy to run, but it's not like having somebody come in for 3 days and you have to turn the property over. And so I found that market really worked for me. I have a friend who does real estate in the South, and she's finding that to be a great strategy. And I found that the people who usually do those rentals, they're a little bit more stable, because a lot of times they'll come in on work assignments. I've had contractors. For example, the property in Florida, there are a lot of companies that are like government contractors. So people come in and do work and construction for them. So that actually turned out being pretty lucrative for me. I'd rent out the place to like interns, roofers, electricians, these team of workers that would come in, and a lot of times their companies would pay for it. So that worked out. My friend who does real estate in the South, she converted some properties to midterm rentals, and she found like the traveling nurses, also people on work assignments, those work really well. And the platform that she used for that, I never had success in that, but she used Furnish Finder. And I think until this day, she successfully finds midterm renters for her property using that platform. So the other strategy I'm focused on when it comes to real estate, aside from midterm and long-term rentals, is looking at commercial real estate. So I got this idea from someone who mentioned that that's actually their goal. I'm no more buying a house in a neighborhood, hoping the HOA doesn't shut you down, hoping the city or the county that doesn't change its mind, and just kind of waiting for the best, right? So if you get something that's already zoned commercially, many times it will be fit for short-term rentals or midterm rentals. So my personal strategy, my focus for the next year and a half, however long it takes, is I want to start acquiring boutique hotels. So that sounds like a tall order. Where am I going to get the money, the capital, the other resources, the contractors? Who knows? But I'm the kind of person where I find out like I want to do something, and then I go for it and I do it. But before I talk about that strategy, I want you to take one moment to listen to a message from one of the channel sponsors.
If you're a digital nomad, or like me, spend lots of time traveling, listen up. What I'm about to tell you will change your life. Introducing Genki, the ultimate health insurance for world explorers just like you. Imagine roaming the globe without a care, knowing you're covered for any medical emergency. From scooter mishaps to tropical illnesses, Genki's got your back. With instant sign-up and quick claims, you can focus on your adventures, not paperwork. Don't let health worries hold you back. Choose Genki and travel with confidence. To get your free quote, just screenshot the QR code that you see here, or check out the link in the description below.
All right, thank you for sitting through that and listening, and hopefully you find this content interesting and helpful, and you'd be willing to support me in some way by either scanning the QR code, signing up for some of the services and the affiliate links that I have down below in the description, so that I can keep all this great content going and helping many people just like you. So going back to my strategy to acquire boutique hotels, I've actually tried it in Puerto Rico. I have sent out some emails, some letters, and I haven't had anyone bite yet. But now that I'm over across the pond in the UK, and I'll be going to Europe and exploring. I know that there are a lot of opportunities for bed and breakfast and boutique hotels in these areas as well. So I'm actually super excited. This move gives me the opportunity to check out my, my buy box, so to speak, when it comes to real estate. So I'm looking for boutique hotels, maybe 5 or 10 units. And if there are any tax incentives, sometimes the government will give you tax credits and incentives to get into tourism. I know there are plenty of things in Puerto Rico, which maybe I'll do a video about that. And I kind of already did. I interviewed a hotelier, Mark Weissy, who purchased a boutique hotel in Puerto Rico and got some tax credits, and I talk about that in another video, which I can link here if you're interested in that. So I've already done a little bit of that work, but long story short, the focus now is more bang for the buck. So that's multifamily, boutique hotel, things that are already zoned commercially, and I don't have to worry about the laws, rules, and ordinances changing, so that I can no longer put it on a short-term rental platform. And I think it's just more of a matter of efficiency when you can have just one place. You don't have to have your cleaners going to all these different locations. You have one place, everything's centralized. You can realize economies of scale when you have 10 rooms that you're buying toilet paper for or whatever, instead of going all around the city for all these different properties. So that is the strategy, that is the plan. And my goal is to do it while I'm traveling. So I want to have a real estate business. I don't want to be a slave to these multiple properties that own in different places. I want to have a business. So doing it remotely is a strategy I think that will help. I hope to take you along on this journey with me and continue to give you updates and hopefully inspire you to do something similar. So thank you again for watching the video today, and I hope to catch you again on the next video.